Hi and welcome back to Cheeky Crypto. My name's Chris and it's fantastic to have you back with us for another video. And in today's video we're going to have a look at some Bitcoin news. The unthinkable has happened, and I think this is fantastic for crypto. So if you enjoy this sort of content, mash up that like button, subscribe if you haven't subscribed already, tapping that bell, selecting all the notifications so you never miss a video. And don't forget to jump in our Discord. The link is in the description of the video. We'd love to have you there. It's free to join. It's a fantastic place to chat with like-minded individuals about the projects you love 24/7. And we've also got our Patreon membership section open as well. So do check that out. Link is in the description. We do 2 weekly AMAs where you can ask us anything, a bit like Teams meetings. They're also streamed on Patreon as well. Fantastic opportunity to engage with us directly. If that is of interest, like I say, link is in the description. Check it out. Right, let's get down to the desktop and let's have a look at everything Bitcoin. Okay, so at the time of recording, Bitcoin is at 43,661.47, up 0.24% at the time of recording. Now, it's interesting, right? I am expecting a bit of a pullback, right? And what I kind of want to do is just have a look at advice.io, and I think this illustrates it quite well because you don't see this that often. Projects moving down rather than up. Categories or rankings, right? So Cardano moves to C2, so we're expecting a pullback. Solana from C1 to C2, expecting a pullback. Avalanche from C1 to C2. You can see this over and over again. B2 to B3, from C3 to D for Chainlink. This is like a common occurrence. You get the odd one going up, but the majority are either staying stagnant like Bitcoin is, or pulling back. So I think what we'll do is we'll get into Bitcoin in a bit more detail here whilst we're on advice.io. For those of you that aren't aware, advice.io utilizes artificial intelligence and machine learning to rate and basically sort of give you the underlying value of a crypto asset without any human intervention. So Bitcoin currently C1. So if we look at the details here, which basically tells you that it's very poor. Now, this is like a short-term indicator, in my opinion. So, it basically updates every 24 hours. So, we could look at this tomorrow and it could be a B3 if, I guess the sentiment changes between now and, when it resets. So up 18.21% for the 7-day change on here. I can't get my words out today. I don't know what's up with me. The fear and greed index is at B1. So I would say that's not too bad. If you look here, it's good. It's neither fearful or greedy. I think the market's trying to figure out, what to do next. So, that's one thing to be sort of aware of, I guess. You've got your Sharpe ratio at D, so that is pulling it down. Your AMI-HAD ratio is D, again pulling it down. Your firm profitability is D, again not the most profitable project. And we talk about this on the channel an awful lot. Bitcoin is not the project that's going to make you a multi-millionaire unless you invest large sums of money in Bitcoin, like people might have you believe. There are altcoins out there that are probably higher risk, but if you do your due diligence, you don't just FOMO in based on what an influencer says, for example, and you go away and you do some research and you find an altcoin with a solid piece of tech, a solid team, a good sized community. Ultimately that's likely to be less risky than, say, just FOMOing in. This market is so volatile, so make sure that you do your due diligence, right, is kind of the point that I'm making. But alts, ultimately they're your money makers. You see these, if you get in early, that's where the money's made. And then I guess once you've made an awful amount of money from altcoin profits, you maybe then look to roll that into something like Bitcoin, for example, which is more of a store, for your value. The moving average is B2, so again, that's pretty good. Overall, C1, it's not the worst, it's not the best. It's kind of stagnant, so I kind of feel like we're in that sort of accumulation sort of area. But what is unbelievable or unthinkable? For me, two things: the Indian crypto policy. They've kind of done a U-turn when it comes to cryptocurrency. So ultimately, they're going to be looking to implement their digital currency of their own. I think they're going to look to regulate cryptocurrency. And the other huge piece of news, which I did cover the other day, but I do think it's really important to sort of cover it for those of you that didn't see the video. It didn't really perform very well as a video. So Russia to regulate crypto. So I think this, is a fantastic opportunity. They're going to obviously reduce the tax. I think there's like an 8,000 sort of dollar range where there's no tax, for example, but they're going to legislate cryptocurrency. And I think now the race is on for the likes of the US to really catch up. You've got China and you've got Russia and, you've got India and various other countries around the world starting to adopt and regulate cryptocurrency. And I think we're going to start to see a bit of a domino effect. This for me is just really, really bullish and really, really, positive news for the adoption of cryptocurrency. Now, we have been sort of in a bit of a volatile sort of spell. We've pulled back quite a lot. We've, pumped out of it a little bit. But ultimately, when the markets are down, I look at the adoption as a metric. I think this is a really important metric. And, it's been really positive. We've seen lots of big institutions getting into cryptocurrency, adding it to their balance sheets. We've started now to see this where, Russia and India and various other countries around the world are doing a U-turn on, banning crypto and stuff like that. So for me, this is all just really, really positive, fantastic for adoption. And I think we're going to see something that, we've probably never seen in history. Now, everybody says this is the fastest, adoption of any technology in history. I think that adoption pace is going to become much, much quicker. It's going to speed up immensely with a lot of this stuff that's, happening around the world, particularly with Russia, India, like I've just mentioned with these articles of news. So, do let me know what your thoughts and opinions are in the comments below. Really interested to get your views and opinions. For me, this is just massive, but there is other news to talk about. You've got crypto exchange Binance to take 200 million stake in Forbes. Again, I think this is just, brilliant for adoption. I think huge news. Do let me know what you think about that one. We've also got PwC talking about, mergers and acquisitions rose, to $55 billion in 2021 versus 1.1 a year earlier. And this is, again, just around the adoption of blockchain technology. So again, more adoption, and we're seeing this, and they believe that this is going to snowball, and basically it's we're going to see this more and more and more. Here we've got BlackRock planning to offer crypto trading. Again, another, I guess, a rumor, but normally when there's a rumor, there's normally something that sits sort of behind it and gives it that initial sort of kick out into the media, right? I mean, for example, I can't even get a media source to literally take any notice of a potential hack on an exchange, for example. But there must be some sort of substance here for a media company like 𝗕𝗃𝗪 to feature this, right? Now, I think this is huge news. I couldn't see it happening. Let me know in the comments below if you did. But ultimately, I think this is fantastic news for the adoption of crypto. I think this is exactly what we're looking for. And for me, it makes me really, really bullish, regardless of what the price action is in the short term. Long term, this is going to be an absolutely amazing journey. Do let me know in the comments below whether you agree or disagree. Really interested to see and read your comments. If you enjoyed this video, mash up that like button, subscribe if you haven't subscribed already, tap in that bell, selecting all the notifications so you never miss a video, and I'll catch you in the next one. Take care.